Fast forward on through time to several years later. Cyrus was in college at UGA, and celebration was in the air. The night before the last day of school, Cyrus had a party invite. She would meet her friend Cindy at a club called Dawg, and they would party into the night. Cyrus didn't do clubs very often, but Cindy had been close to her, at least in recent weeks, but she still wasn't sure. Regardless, she got dressed to the nines and put on her best leather boots, and as she walked into that club called Dawg, she felt her senses uproot. The music was so very loud, her heart muscles struggled to beat. She couldn't see Cindy anywhere, the darkness was so complete. Then, as her ears adjusted to the sounds, she heard a million cuss words. She quickly decided that this place was simply for the birds. A drunken man grabbed her by the arm and said to her, "Let's dance!" Cyrus angrily wrenched her arm away, and the man fell in a drunken trance. She left Dawg as quickly as she came, and a tear rolled down her cheek. The fear that she had of being misplaced had finally reached its peak. The hope of summer hovered over her, then the thought of returning home to a place where she was understood, where she'd never be alone. Fast forward, about 12 hours later, Cyrus was in class zoning out with a blank stare. Summer break, just a few minutes away, she stared at that clock for what seemed like days. And even in that crazy little town of Athens, the pressure was too much on a girl who raised chickens, horses, cows, and crops. That bell rang, and there were no more stops. The quicker she'd get there, the quicker she'd be back among the pine, creeks, and peach trees. No matter what happened, no matter what changed, one thing never did, is home is where the heart remains. And as she went home, she saw her whole world changing. Every time she stepped out, new construction was ablaze, and it was amazing. All the shops and malls and offices and streets. Man, they got gall, Cyrus thought every time her mind would drift. When the winds of progress would shift, they'd leave a bigger mess than ever before. The South been dying slowly since the Civil War. But the quicker she'd get there, the quicker she'd be back among the pine, creeks, and peach trees. No matter what happened, no matter what changed, one thing never did, because home is where the heart remains. And even though the borders of the Joneses' home were surrounded by the aforementioned stores and chrome, their 20 acres of land were glorious. Cyrus ran inside, feeling victorious. The minute she opened the door to her home, she knew that she was no longer alone. All of everything she'd been feeling melted away in the arms of her parents the night she'd stay. Country roads take her home to a place where she belongs. Alpharetta, that's her hometown. Take her home. Country roads